Stephen Hawking's mind wandered near the edge and saw light. Black holes, he said, glow faintly with radiation. But if they evaporate, what becomes of the tails they swallowed? You float on a paradox, warmed by fading light. You drift in the quiet. The darkness around you is not absolute, it carries a faint warmth, as if something inside the deepest black gently breathes. And this breath was imagined by a curious mind, Stephen Hawking, who saw that black holes are not purely silent, they whisper. In the 1970s, he proposed that black holes slowly emit particles, radiation born from the strange interplay between quantum fields and gravity at the horizon's edge. It's surprising. It feels impossible. Light leaking from what we thought could hold none. This is Hawking radiation. Imagine the edge of the black hole not as a curtain, but as a seam where particles and antiparticles dance into existence. Usually they pair and vanish quickly, but near the horizon one may slip inward, the other escape. The escapee becomes part of that faint glow, a soft glow emerging from a place once thought eternal. Floating here, you feel warmed, not much, but enough. Enough to sense that darkness does not always remain dark, that even in disappearance, something persists. A black hole, over unimaginable ages, emits these particles. It evaporates. It shrinks, slowly, and in its fading, it gives back something: heat, particles, trace signs of what once fell in. Yet a paradox emerges. If the black hole vanishes completely, what happens to what it once held? Are those memories released or erased? You sense tension in the silence. There is a deep paradox here, the information paradox. Hawking radiation seems random thermal. It doesn't clearly carry encoded tales of past atoms or photons. Yet, if it doesn't, then information disappears, breaking a universal rule. Physicists wrestle with this. Some propose that radiation encodes information subtly woven into its patterns by quantum gravity. Some suggest the information lingers on the event horizon itself, etched into its structure. Some imagine it escapes through holographic encoding. Others speculate about wormholes or new physics yet unseen. But for you, in this stillness, the paradox is not a problem, it's a poem. You sense beauty in the contradiction, a light emerging from darkness. A memory may be preserved in disappearance, a boundary between known and unknown, glowing faintly. You imagine yourself within the black hole's final breath, a particle escaping after ages, carrying a sliver of what you once were. That sliver might be insignificant but meaningful, a trace in the darkness, a note in the hum. And if that is true, then perhaps nothing is ever fully lost. Everything matters, even in transformation. You feel the warmth again, tiny, persistent, an ember of presence in the void. Imagine that ember multiplied across countless particles. Not brilliant, not bright, but meaningful. You wonder what happens when the hole's mass decreases over time. The glow intensifies or dwindles. Does it accelerate? Does the paradox deepen? Some models say the hole ends in a final explosion of radiation, others say it fades away quietly into nothing. None of it is certain. Pause here and feel the gentle rhythm of questions. This radiant paradox reminds you that in science, endings often beg new beginnings. What looks like disappearance might be conversion. What appears silent may hum with hidden song. You float, warmed by the contradiction, held by the idea that even at the edge of oblivion, there may be memory. And as you drift in that radiated warmth, you begin to sense a new horizon of thought. Could the subtle glow at a black hole's edge actually encode the story of everything it swallowed? Perhaps the universe keeps its secrets along the surface, like a story written on the cover of a book we can't open. The holographic principle offers a gentle whisper. Maybe nothing is lost, just flattened into mystery. You are floating again, weightless, like a thought untethered from memory. The stars, distant and slow burning, do not speak, but their silence suggests a deeper language, one you feel rather than hear. As you drift, the darkness around you hums not with emptiness, but with potential. It holds something, an unseen message scribbled across the surface of space. You reach your hand toward the void, and it ripples not like liquid, but like a sheet of silk catching light from a hidden sun. What if the universe is more like that? A vast, celestial fabric where the information of everything that ever was is not stored in the depths, but on the edges? This is the whisper of the holographic principle, a strange and beautiful idea from the minds of physicists. It suggests that everything you see, touch, remember, even this moment, is like a three-dimensional illusion, projected from a faraway surface. Not a trick, not an error, but perhaps the way the cosmos chooses to encode reality. You are not lost in space, then. You are on it. Imagine a black hole, the most mysterious vault in the universe. It swallows light, swallows time. Once, scientists believed that whatever crossed its horizon was lost forever. But the math told a different story. As Stephen Hawking and others peered into the equations, a soft paradox appeared. If information is destroyed, then the laws of quantum mechanics tremble. And so the universe, in its quiet wisdom, refuses to forget. What falls into a black hole is not erased, but preserved flattened onto its boundary, like a shadow made of data. And so the idea expanded like breath. If the edge of a black hole can contain all the secrets of what's inside, could the same be true for the entire universe? Could we, in all our depth and movement and emotion, be ripples on a grand cosmic page? You float across this page now. Galaxies are like words. Nebulae are commas. The silence between stars, perhaps, that is punctuation too. Everything tells a story, and the universe is the book. In your mind, you picture a hologram, a flat image that, under light, appears to be fully three-dimensional. Walk around it, and it seems to shift. Peer into it, and you see depth. But touch it, and there's nothing there. Just a surface, etched with patterns so precise that light itself becomes a sculptor of illusion. You too are sculpted by light. The photons bouncing from your skin. The atoms that hum within you. The consciousness that floats softly behind your eyes. What if all of this, your memories, your dreams, are encoded elsewhere? What if your life is a shimmering projection of something far more fundamental? You drift past a black hole, now massive, calm, its edge glowing faintly. This is the event horizon, the veil between what is known and what cannot be returned. But here, in this moment, it looks like a page of Braille written in gravity and time. You cannot read it, but you sense that it holds something essential. Every breath of the stars it has swallowed. Nothing is gone. It's just transformed. This is not a frightening thought, it is comforting. The idea that nothing is truly lost. That everything you are may be written somewhere, indelible. Your smile, your sigh, your final word on a quiet night, they remain. Not in the wind, but in the structure of the universe. Physicists such as Gerard T. Hooft and Leonard Susskind gave voice to these ideas, complex, abstract, but filled with poetic potential. The universe may be like a great galactic hard drive storing not bits and bytes, but vibrations, energy, identity. Your hand, as you stretch it out, may be both here and somewhere else, etched onto the edge of existence like a finger pressed into clay. What does it mean to live in a hologram? It means that the depth you feel might be like music from a record. The song isn't inside the record, not really. It's in the grooves, in the patterns that guide the needle. And so your life is a song, etched on the outer wall of reality, playing endlessly wherever attention falls. And yet it feels deep. It feels real. Love, pain, wonder, they are not flattened. They ripple with weight. So if this is a hologram, it is the most convincing one ever created. Not a deception, but a different kind of truth. One that says, look not just into space, but across it. You remember the ancient idea of Plato's cave shadows cast on a wall mistaken for reality. But here, the shadows are wiser. They are the reality. You are not trapped in illusion, but participating in a projection so vast and precise that it builds entire galaxies with its light. You think of mirrors, how they capture everything but hold nothing. And yet, without them, how would we see ourselves? If the universe is a mirror, then perhaps we are reflections of something greater, glimpses of a fuller existence just beyond reach. And maybe, just maybe, the surface is not the end but the beginning. Somewhere, far across the void, there is a membrane, a boundary on which everything is written. You are a sentence on that surface, a pause, a gesture, a possibility. And as you drift farther, the stars grow quieter, the ripples slow. But the message remains. Reality is not where you thought it was. It is not deep inside, but all around. Etched on the edge of space like a holographic whisper. Your body relaxes. The questions swell, not with urgency, but with wonder. If the universe writes its truths on the outside, what is it hiding on the inside? You turn your head toward that thought, toward the silence, toward the place where something is waiting, vast and unexplained. You float past the edge of understanding, where the ink of reality fades into the margin. If all we are is written on the skin of space, then what lies beneath the skin? From Hawking's radiant paradox to the holographic whispers of the universe, one truth emerges. Nothing is ever truly lost. Every particle, every memory, Every story may still be written on the very skin of space itself. If you've drifted this far with me, then let's keep exploring together. Subscribe to Quantum Reverie, and join me as we continue unraveling the mysteries where science meets imagination.